in general, like, and this applies across the board, to the degree that we can, get outside early in the day, like as the sun is coming up. And I never do this. I so stink at this. Like, you're getting the kids going, you're trying to get breakfast, there's usually work obligations. And so I really suck at doing this, but try to get outside somewhere around like sunrise or just early, and be outside. And honestly, the longer one can be outside throughout the day, the better. Getting some amount of sun on our person is really good. There's a great app called D-Minder, which will take your latitude, your skin type, and give you a rough idea of how to be out in the sun to optimize vitamin D production and minimize skin damage. And what's interesting is, since I've started doing D-Minder, I took my vitamin D levels from probably like 40s up to about 70 to 80, which I kind of go back and forth on whether or not it needs to be that high. But I have very little tan now. What's interesting is I used to be out in the sun longer than I needed previously. Whereas now my D-Minder app, I will be out, I'll be as naked as I can without getting arrested, which maybe like 20 minutes, 30 minutes aside, depending on the time of year. And then I'll put on a hat, long sleeve shirt, but I'll still try to be outside so that the light is going into my eyes. Correct. Like, this is kind of optimized deal. But definitely getting sun on our skin is beneficial. And then getting a little bit of that evening, the sun is setting, like orange light, is really good. And then if we need to still be awake after sunset, which at northern areas, we're going to need that, or we're going to bed at like 4:30 at night, which sounds amazing to me, but I can't pull that off yet. Right. I installed dimmer switches throughout all of our rooms in our house. It really ideally kind of span the whole day, but get outside early, try to be outside as much as you can, have a safe, reasonable sun exposure as often as you can, try to get a little bit of evening light. And then once the sun goes down, you really want to dial the intensity down. And if folks do that, typically their sleep is amazing.